China calls Japan and Britain the little brothers of the United States. The Chinese government newspaper Global Times described Japan and Britain as dead empires and mocking them as the little brothers of America. The newspaper was outraged at the fact that the prime ministers of both countries, Kishida Fumio and Liz Truss, had made time to meet with each other under the United Nations General Assembly last week. Breitbart reports Kishida and Truss had both issued their addresses to the General Assembly General Debate, an annual event where the world's leaders are invited to speak on any topic they choose. By the end of Thursday, both have been vocal critics of the Chinese Communist Party for the human rights abuse it committed against its own people, and the global security threats presented by China's incessant belligerence towards neighboring Taiwan, which it falsely claims as a province. According to the British Prime Minister's office during their meeting, Truss condemns China's recent provocations over Taiwan, which threatened Japan's exclusive economic zone. Truss and Kishida resolved to work together to tackle the strategic threats posed by China and agreed on the importance of like-minded democracies working together, according to her office readout. In the editorial on Wednesday, the Global Times described the apparently uneventful meeting at the United Nations sidelines as petty tricks by provocative countries attempting to contain China. Quote, Britain, which is still immersed in the long-gone glory of the empire in which the sun never sets, tends to believe it can still make a difference in international affairs, end quote. This is what the state mouthpiece declared, saying Japan, harboring a similar intent as the UK to become a global power and enhance its worldwide discourse power, also seems eager to contribute to expanding NATO to Asia-Pacific, especially its periphery. Furthermore, leaders of the UK and Japan, little brothers of the US, made such remarks in New York partly out of the consideration to echo US strategy to contain China. The state propaganda newspaper repeatedly claimed that the meeting was an attempt to expand NATO, a military alliance that Japan does not belong to, in part because Japan does not have a military. China regularly condemns NATO as a means of disparaging the United States and the Greater West, prominently blaming NATO for its ally Russian strongman Vladimir Putin, choosing to invade and colonize neighboring Ukraine 8 years ago. This is by Neam Harrison News Punch. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.